Gordon Lightfoot's music weaves through our cultural fabric, a pillar singer, songwriter, not just for Canadians, but all over the world. Some of his great songs have been covered by artists like Elvis, Bob Dylan, Sarah McLachlan, Toby Keith, Barbra Streisand, Anne Murray, Glenn Campbell, just to name a few. And sadly, we lost that legend May 1st, 2023. So many good songs, stories, history, and amazing musicians who played with Gordon Lightfoot. I'm joined by one right now, longtime bass player Rick Haynes. And when I say long time, you have been with Gordon Lightfoot since the summer of 1968. Is that right?
That's right. I started way back in the 60s. Yes, I did, Dana.
When you started in music, you didn't originally start as a bass player. You played guitar?
I played a little guitar. I played piano seriously when I was quite young, which gave me a foundation in music, and then wanted to get moving and shaking with all the boys in front of the girls, you know?
Yeah.
And
okay.
So moved on to the guitar, and then there was an awful lot of guitar players around in the 60s and not very many bass players. And I knew a few guys, and they said, you could play the guitar, so you must be able to play the bass. Would you come and join us? So I did, and I took off from there, and I loved playing the bass. So there you go.
And then you were playing with Gordon Lightfoot all of these years. And then when we sadly lost him May 1st, 2023, had you talked to him about carrying on the music after he was gone? Or was there any conversation about doing what you guys are doing now?
You know, that's the funny thing about it, Dana. There was a lot of conversations, but not about that. I have to say, it was all about Gord. He had no vision of anything carrying on with the band or anything like that after he was gone. So we decided after a little while and talking about it that the songs were so good, the persona of Gord and the legacy, we felt we owed it to the public to carry on in some way, shape, or form. And nobody better to do the songs than the guys who recorded them and played them on the road. We were kind of an anomaly in the music business because there was a lot of singers who they would hire musicians to do specific tours, and that was it. We were with Gord all the time, full time, right through in the studio and on the road. It was quite a unusual circumstance that we were in.
Gordon Lightfoot seems like he really had control and was a great leader of the band and really only want the best for his music.
Exactly. And Gordon, he was very meticulous, and he knew what he wanted to hear, and he knew how he wanted to hear it. So we sort of, were together so much that we all started finishing each other's sentences, and we had a very clear idea of what Gord wanted, what he would want, what he didn't think was good enough, which is people sometimes say, how come you never did this song and you never did that song? Well, in some cases, it's because Gord didn't think the song was good enough, if you know what I mean.
Well, you've heard Gord talk about the stories, introducing them on the many shows that you guys have played together. So are you going to be sharing some of those stories with us?
We do that at the show. We don't overwhelm the show with storytelling, but we do tell some stories and things that people didn't know before, and things of interest, very specifically about the band and Gord and what was going on the road in those days, in the early days and so on, yes.
So you have Barry Keane on drums, the human metronome. How long has he been playing with you guys? Because you guys didn't start off with drums and percussion.
Correct, we did not. We did not have a drummer at first. Gord used to say when he was strumming the 12th string, he would say, I'm the drummer. So we added Barry in for a couple of sessions where we were making Old Dan's Records, that LP, back in around 72, 73-ish. And then a few years later, mainly when Sundown became a hit, Gord talked about it. We decided that we pretty much needed to bring a drummer on the road now to expand the band a bit more. But yes, we did not have a drummer at first, that's correct. But Barry's been with us from the early 70s.
Okay, and Mike Heffernan on keyboards.
Mike Heffernan, he joined us in 1981. So he's been with the band now for,
43 years.
43, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good haul. And Carter Lancaster, so he studied under him?
He did a bit. Actually, Carter was the guitar player that came in 2011 when Terry Clements passed away. And we had to replace the guitar player. And Carter hails out of Hamilton. I knew a guy, I got to be friends, and Gord was friends also with a guy who was a fan who goes right back to the 70s. He's been friends of ours for 50 years, and his name is Andy Mauck. He started coming to shows. He was, we didn't know at the time that he was a singer and a guitar player, but he was studying on Gord's stuff so meticulously. And he was a huge fan of Gord. And then a few times over the years, I got to hear him play and sing a little bit casually. And when this opportunity arose, I said to the guys, I know somebody, and you know him too, who I think might be a fit here for what we need to do to carry this on. I gave Andy a call. He lives in Florida now, and so he has to do a bit of a commute to come up here. But right now, that's how we're handling it. But Andy joined the band that way, but Andy was actually a friend of Gord's as well.
He can play the 12-string guitar just like Gord did.
He sure can, and he plays the same kind of 12-string that Gord played, the Gibson B45, the big one.
Oh, wow.
And he also plays a Martin D18, just the same as Gord did. And he's very true to the culture, you might say.
Wow. Well, this is going to be a great show. And you've got a bunch coming up in Ontario. September 19th, Uxbridge at the Uxbridge Music Hall. The 21st, Chatham. That's where we're going to see you at the Qantas Theatre. And then September 22nd at Fergus Grand Theatre in Fergus, Ontario. But you've been doing this all of 2024, a couple shows a month. And how's it been going?
It's really going well. It's very heartwarming, the response we're getting. We're getting people coming to the shows saying things like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to hear the songs without Gordon, but it's great, and Andy's doing a great job. We're not trying to replace Gord or clone Gord or anything like that. We're just trying to do the songs of Gordon Lightfoot justice is what we're trying to do.
Keep the music alive.
Yep.
You do a meet and greet afterwards, don't you?
We do not sell VIP experiences like bands do. We do not sell tickets to the sound check and all that stuff. If people want to meet and hang out, we come to the lobby after the show and hang out with anybody who wants to hang out for a while.
Oh, that's cool. And it's not extra. You just
show
extra.
Up. Nope. You just show up. The hall needs to be cleared of the seats, but then they're always good with us to let people hang out in the lobby for a while, and we go and we start to pack up, and then we go meet the folks in the lobby.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
And you mentioned Chatham. We are really excited to be coming back to Chatham. We played there a few times. Chatham's a great town, and we're looking forward to playing in Chatham, and we're hoping we get some folks coming over from Michigan and Ohio because it's only an hour up the highway.
Yep, not even. If anybody wants tickets or information, you can go to the Lightfoot Band. Their website is thelightfootband.com. And Rick, thank you so much for taking the time with me. It's been really great to talk to you, and I can't wait to hear the stories that come out of this music and Gordon's life and everything you guys have prepared for us when we see you in Chatham.
Well, thank you very much, Dana. It's been a pleasure talking to you this morning.